What's up, everybody? My name is Lee Shaner, and you're tuned into You Feel Me. So here we are on this extremely cozy and comfortable set, right? Cozy boys. I don't know. I'm feeling a very like Frank Sinatra 60s vibe, but like underwater or something. It's because our mood this month is fresh for the 12 Moods Project, brought to you by Skull Candy. And, you know, when we were brainstorming people that we thought were fresh, we think fresh faces and fresh stories. And my young homie, my little homie, Omar Apollo, who's much bigger than me. So I guess,
what an intro.
Yeah, you know, you just popped right into mind. Not only because you're just such a like handsome young man with a fresh face, but also we just think you got a fresh story and a fresh sound, man. So let's start off right into the thick of things with like you just released a new record, Friends. It's fabulous, man. What do you call it? An EP?
It's an EP, yeah.
Second EP, first EP was Stereo.
Yeah, it's the last EP too.
It's the last EP, so the next one is going to be the big debut album.
Yeah.
Did you put out any EPs before either of these, or are these just kind of your intro to the world? Like, do you have any things like floating around the internet that people shouldn't find or make it hard to find?
Yeah, but they're gone.
They're gone now?
They're gone.
Were they just like little local shits you were putting around?
Like I had like a little listening party, like 2016 probably, dropped the project. My brother made the cover art. It's called Euphoria, but it was so trash.
Did you do it all yourself? Mixing, mastering, all that stuff?
Yeah, me and my bassist, we made it. Yeah.
So your bassist from your hometown?
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet, in high school?
Church when I was like 12 or something.
Oh, just best music buddies ever since?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does church have an influence on your music?
I wish it did.
You got some soul though, no?
I know, but the church music that we was playing like wasn't like. I tried to take over, they didn't let me. But,
Well, you went to a Catholic church?
Yeah. I could.
You know
I
what?
was like, let me throw in some R&B chords. Like, nope.
Yeah.
C, G, F. That's it.
I'll tell you, hey. So I was at a funeral and it was a Catholic service and the whole time it's just like acoustic guitars and like long drawn out notes and kind of a falsetto, and I'm just leaning over to my girl who is also not a Catholic and going like, they're definitely missing 808 drops. Catholics need to turn up a little more.
Yeah,
I grew up Catholic as well.
Yeah. But I go to like my other friends' churches with like crazy bands, like because homies in Houston like gig. There, like that's their job. Yeah. And like you got to keep up. Like out there, like you had to keep up.
One of the reasons that I think your story is so kind of like fresh and new is because you taught yourself to play music in a way that I think this is the first generation that would have been able to teach themselves this way, right? Because
actually, yeah,
right.
I think so.
This is a very postmodern thing where like you're like, hey, I want to learn how to do stuff, so let me get on YouTube and figure it out, right? And so tell me about like, how did that idea pop into your head? Were you always like a YouTube kid and like
definitely. I was like, when I first started playing guitar, I was just like look up YouTube videos and like pause the video and then like try to like see what they were doing and stuff, and that was like the main thing at first. And then people started putting up tutorials. I was like, okay, say less. You teaching me how to do it now for free? Like I ain't got to get out of my house.
Yeah. Wait, so first it was just watching music videos and seeing
no, just like live performances.
Oh, live performances.
Yeah, right. Just like pause it and then like try to learn it.
That's that's tight.
Yeah.
And so then you start seeing the tutorials and it's just game over.
Yeah, and then you start learning. They just start saying the names, and I'm just like, oh shit, D. All right, bet. Like, you know. But at first, it was like my uncle who like taught me like. He taught me like 3 chords when I was like 11. Taught me, I don't know, I suck at names, but it's like
they were letters of the alphabet.
Yeah, the letter A, D, E minor, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like I got my little Elvis guitar, and I would like go to sleep playing them until, because it was really hard for me at first, like the muscle memory thing. But then it was like second nature. But yeah, that's how I would like literally go to sleep playing these chords and like. My mom would like be like, "What the fuck? Why you sleeping with your guitar?"
Yo, first off, that is mad adorable though, and I feel like if you get big enough to where they ever make a biopic about you, that's like the first scene is just you falling asleep with your first guitar. You know what I mean? I just picture that. What made you ask for a guitar at that age?
I don't remember at all. It's
really?
Like someone just asked me that, and I was like, dude, I had no clue. I just remember like my parents like getting me like this electric guitar, but they didn't give me an amp because they didn't know. But like. It was, and then I traded it in at the pawn shop for an acoustic.
Yeah.
It was like $30. So like it was an even swap. It's like I didn't have to pay nothing.
That's tight.
So I just got an acoustic and started with that. Yeah.
When you're that age and you don't realize that you're supposed to have an amp for your electric guitar, you're just like, why does this guitar suck?
I was like, well, it's not loud.
It doesn't sound good.
My dad was just like, I was like, what am I supposed to do? He's like, you just learn how to play it. I don't know. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was funny.
But also the fact that you're like 11 years old and wheeling and dealing at a pawn shop. Like, what?
Oh, yeah, no, a pawn shop was a spot.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I was selling everything.
Really?
I'd go in there selling everything.
Were you like a little hustler as a kid?
Yeah, I was like stealing albums and shit. But like, I still
Don't snitch
like,
on yourself.
No, like from like other people, I like take them.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like, yo, using this? Like, no. And I was like, I go sell them.
How much could you get for a CD at that time?
Like $3.
Yeah, well, $3 when you're 11. You get a lot of bubble gum with that.
I was probably like 14 at this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real backwards hustle, man.
No,
I'm glad you learned to play guitar.
I would go in the garage and like ask my dad like, "Yo, we need this leaf blower."
Yeah.
And then it was like just selling random. Mostly it's like my brother's video games and like Pokemon cards and shit.
Pokemon.
Seriously.
To the pawn shop.
Bro, my brother had so many and they
Yeah.
were like holographic and shit. So it's like they were worth.
Once they got the holograms, it's like, oh man, this adds an extra 50 cents to this card.
I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You gonna get your little hubba bubba for 50 cents?
How long is it before you're watching the YouTube tutorials that you're like, you know what? I'm figuring this guitar out, but now I got to learn how to sing. Because you weren't a natural singer, right?
Yeah, dude, I was trash. I had to go on YouTube. Yeah, I was singing like super breathy, like Robin Thicke times 9.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
That's what you used to listen to, or what? Like, was Robin Thicke a big influence at that time?
No, not at the time. No,
Yeah.
I was just listening to like Alicia Keys and shit.
Okay.
Like just like great vocalists. And then I just went on YouTube and I was singing one day and my dad was like, "Dude, you suck." And I was like, "Ah, shit." But the only reason my dad said that was because I like didn't have natural vibrato. And that's like a part of singing.
Yeah.
Like holding out notes and making it oscillate between two notes. And then
The wiggle voice.
the wiggle voice. And then so then I just kind of looked up how to get vibrato and then just learned.
Let's turn this into a tutorial. How do you get vibrato?
Okay, so basically it's like perfect breathing from your diaphragm. So like I would mimic a lot, so I would mimic wrong and be real tense. Everything has to be super loose. So you gotta get real loose. You gotta get your little stretch in. do all this.
I'm not very stretchy.
And so there's tons of ways you can like get it to come out on its own. But like the way that worked for me was like you hold out a note. Once you start running out of air, you're in a chair, and then you just start going like this.
Bend over.
And then, but it's like when you're running out, then you start feeling it.
It'll push more air out or something.
Yeah, it just like pushes it evenly. I think to be honest, I don't know, but I felt it for the first time, and as soon as I felt it, you have great like muscle memory in your throat, so it just kind of remembered, and you just like it's like lifting your soft palate, in the back.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I did, and then from there I was just like started doing shit. Yeah.
Wow. So the first time you bend over and feel it, you're able to replicate it sitting back up.
I was able to.
Yeah.
Like my friends, I've tried teaching them.
You tried
but
teaching it, that work.
You gotta really want it, you know. You can't just like be like, oh yeah, it'd be nice.
You
Like,
really wanted that vibrato.
Yeah. I think, bro, literally, like, I just started taking vocal lessons.
Oh, like real ones. So you're not
like
on
real
YouTube
vocal.
no more.
No,
Yeah.
I ain't on YouTube no more.
Yeah.
But like, I had to literally go like this. Oh shit. I have to go like this and then go, and then sing while I'm doing this.
What does that do?
I don't know. It works though. I'm better now.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, are you holding something while you're doing it, or you're just shaking your hands like this while you're doing it?
Yeah. So basically, like, you like doing this, so it releases the tension in your neck.
Oh, so if you like concentrate your attention elsewhere in
Somewhere
your
else.
body, then
Exactly.
then you forget to
Like
be-
you run around the house, flailing your arms.
Yeah. Is that a lot of people's problem with singing? Is that they're singing from their throat rather than their diaphragm?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think people like ruin their voice. I almost did.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna like let you take the YouTube lessons, then the vocal lessons, and then I'm gonna be like, yo, come over, hang out, teach me how to sing, bro. And then it'll
I'd
be
be
full
down
circle.
too. Like my friends, but they always like give up after like twice. I'm like,
They don't really want that vibrato.
exactly.
You gotta
they don't
want the
it.
vibrato.
You gotta want it, bro. And it's like it's not even something. It's something that you like allow to happen. It's not like it's something you learn, but it's not like something that you like. It's just like, oh, I do this now. You know what I mean? It's a technique. I don't know.
And so, did you learn how to start producing other stuff via YouTube as well? Because you're a multi-instrumentalist, right? You didn't just learn how to play the guitar. You also like fuck around with the bass.
Yeah.
I'm sure you program drums or play drums.
Yeah.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit like I don't know, dude. I forgot, to be honest. I remember my friend was letting me use his bass. Then I started working at Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And then I got the bass discount.
Yeah.
Fire discount.
Yeah.
I got a Mexican P bass, and that's when I like started playing bass. But like I don't know, now I just like love all of them.
How long did you work at Guitar Center?
Like a year.
Yeah, and then would you just spend all your lunches like jamming on the electric drum kit?
Yep. Yeah. I would walk around with the guitar and like sell guitars. Literally, I had to do return it. Like next day he came. He's like, no, like 3 days later, he's like, yo, he's like, I'm gonna have to return this, bro. I was like, why? He's like, because I couldn't get it to sound like you. I was like, dude, shut up. Like that's the reason.
You made that guitar gently weep.
Yeah, dude. No, I just played like I don't know a few chords and.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, damn, bro, like you really gonna fuck up my whole like commission and shit. Like
You're trying to convince him to keep it.
Yeah, so he was like, bro, I'm sorry.
Like, you don't just wake up like this. You got to go to sleep with this guitar, strumming A, D, and E minor.
I swear he thought you could just learn that shit. I don't know. It was annoying.
That's very funny.
The job was tight though.
Yeah. So, and this is all like you have that summer job or that year at Guitar Center while you're in high school or what?
Nah, I was out of school, yeah.
Yeah, but I could just picture you like walking around like a young heartthrob and like girls you went to school with coming in just to visit from like the Sephora on lunch break or something.
They did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about
it was
this.
chill.
Yeah.
Like friends would come in, like come and kick it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it get too loud and they'll be like, yo, Omar, get your homies.
Are you putting on like little concerts in there and shit?
Have I? I probably went in the back and sang for a sec,
Yeah.
but like no one was there.
Yeah.
Nah.
What other like gear did you pick up at Guitar Center that changed the game for you? Your recording techniques.
Just like cables, bro.
That's it. It was all
like, I already
cables?
had like a guitar and shit and like
Yeah.
the bass, but like
Yeah.
that was it. Like you don't need like much. Like I know most would like they'd have like crazy like interface and shit. Like now like I upgraded, but like before, like I was using like a $60 interface, $10 cable, and then like just plugging in my guitar straight up and just doing it like that.
Into GarageBand or something? Or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like making drums on the keyboard. I didn't even need to have a drum pad or nothing.
Yeah.
I still make drums on the keyboard. I'm just used to it.
Really?
Yeah, just like put it on. I put the kick on A, I put the snare on S, and the hi-hat on W, and then everything else is all the other sounds, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like,
I mean, it's not that far off from like an MPC pad.
it's the same
really.
shit, bro.
Just a smaller MPC pad.
It's just like whatever this is called. This
yeah.
like the
Metronome?
nah, it's like the
Pad?
with some hits. You know how like there's weighted keys and there's unweighted keys.
Yeah.
The sensitivity.
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, sensitivity.
Yeah, so you can hit the swings and shit, but whatever.
Oh, you can hit the swings with the keyboard? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought you had to have like an MPC for that. That's tight. Yeah, I would imagine like now your drumming is like typing. You're just like
Yeah, I be in this bitch talking about this.
yeah.
You know.
Don't start beatboxing, I'll start spitting. So in high school, you're recording like demos and stuff,
Yeah.
showing them to people?
Yeah, okay, I remember one of my best friends, we was in the locker room.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like I'm gonna show somebody this song. It's a terrible song. But I
You
was
had it
like,
on your phone or
yeah,
what?
I was like, hey, listen to this. I didn't tell him it was me. I was like, listen to this, bro. Let me know what you think. And then he said, bro, I like this. I was like, word? He's like, yeah. So then I think I like posted it the next day or something.
Did you tell him it was you?
Yeah, I told him.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's
afterwards?
me. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah.
That's pretty tight.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, so did you get a little buzz around your school where people were like, oh man, Omar?
Nah, but not in high school, no. Like if I go back now, yes. But like, it was like probably like I was like 20.
Yeah.
Like people were like, oh shit, like that's tight. You know, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
And
That was a year ago. You're only 21.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just moved to LA too, so I was just in Indiana all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about how you got to Indiana because I think that's another fresh aspect of your story too. I mean, we're in the midst of a really troubling time in the States where we got president talking all this shit about Mexico and how like we're only getting their worst and this and that and the
Yeah.
other. But I think like your parents have a really beautiful story about like just the work ethic and drive of American immigrants, you know what I mean? And like they made it work, and now you're here as a first generation immigrant, really like showing the potential that humans have. You feel me? Like, and so tell me how your parents got to Indiana, why they chose Indiana, and just give me a little bit of family story, because I think it's really like, it's fresh. It's a fresh story.
Yeah. My dad like crossed over like 23 or something. He just needed to work. He was just looking for like job and shit.
And will he go back and forth? Because back then it was like,
yeah, a little bit.
Easy.
Not a lot though,
Yeah.
but like it was easier. But he probably went back a few times.
Yeah.
But then like his sister was friends with my mom or something like that. And then they would like just kind of like send mail back and forth. This is like in the 80s or something.
Yeah,
probably.
sending love letters and shit.
Yeah. And then he like convinced him. Oh, my dad went down there and they chilled. And he was feeling her or whatever. Then
After a bunch of letters.
Yeah, I think so.
That's like old school Tinder, really.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I had to ask, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. And then my dad was like, "Yo, I got a spot in Indiana, or whatever."
Yeah.
And my dad's like, 36 at this time, so he's been in the United States for a minute. And yeah, then like my mom just like moved up here. They got married after like 6 weeks knowing each other.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's romantic as fuck, though.
Yeah, they're still together.
What was your dad doing in Indiana? Was it like cornfield work or something? Like, what's in Indiana that made him go up there?
He was cooking.
Oh, he was cooking?
Yeah, he was cooking.
And so
at first he was doing like construction.
Okay, so he's up there doing construction, and then he starts as a line cook or something?
Yeah, and then now he's like chef and shit. Well, like, I don't know if he's a chef, but he's a cook for sure.
Yeah.
He don't work no more, but
Right.
yeah.
Is that because of you he doesn't work no more?
No, he like fucked up his knee. Yeah, but like so like he's good now. Everyone's fine.
Everyone's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so your dad convinces your mom to move to the States too, and they start a family, but they also start a restaurant.
Yeah,
Right?
Super Taco.
Yeah, shout out Super Taco.
Yes, I love that place. I was going because after they sold it, I was going there all the time still.
Yeah.
Like after I got older, it was still like the Super Taco.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because they sold it and then someone else just.
How
like,
old were they
come in.
when they? How old were you when they sold it?
I was
Young or what?
the stuttering.
It's okay.
I don't know. Sorry, I've always had a bad stomach.
It's the pressure. It's all the lights. A handsome man sitting in front of you. I understand. Yeah.
No, but what were we talking about?
We were talking about how old were you
Oh, okay.
when they sold
my
the
mom
Super Taco?
Yeah, my mom was pregnant with me when she was working there, and then as soon as I was born, they like sold it.
That was it.
I was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were too much. Are you a younger sibling or an older sibling?
Younger.
So you were the last. Were you the last baby born?
Yeah, I get treated like the baby.
Yeah. You got brothers or sisters?
Yeah, 2 brothers, 1 sister.
2 brothers, 1 sister. So they kind of grew up in Super Taco a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And so do they have very fond memories that they tell you? Like, was it like Bob's
Yeah,
Burgers? Was it like Bob's Burgers?
one time my mom like spilled boiling water on my brother.
No. That doesn't sound like a good
We
story.
went straight to the hospital, and then, like my mom did this thing because usually when people get burned when they're young, like it stays. Like, you
Yeah,
see it. He
yeah.
got burned really bad, but she did this like Mexican like shit, like all like
All that what?
mustard, like
No.
like crack the egg, say a prayer type shit, and
Yeah.
then, like and
Rubbed it all over?
Yeah, and then like he's like not burnt.
Doesn't even have a scar? Little bit?
No, not at all.
Wow. So it just boiling water burnt his arm?
It was like a total accident. Like it was like
Yeah.
yeah.
And she just made a concoction and healed it.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was fine.
your mom got the power, it sounds
Snap.
like. That's really tight.
She like fixed me so many times.
What were you breaking as a kid?
Like she used to do like she used to be the tia that like was sobando like all the kid, all like my like every time someone was sick, they went to
Yeah.
my mom. Like she was like the health, like she would just do this. I'm pretty sure she made it up.
Yeah.
And then like she just like act like it worked or something.
Yeah.
But she like goes on your back and goes like some crazy shit, and then like says a prayer and then like
Yeah.
like some weird shit.
That's so funny.
as fuck.
And the sickness would be gone?
Yeah, I had a dude. All right, my dad's funny as hell. Like he's like, mijo, like, because I have back problems. I got scoliosis. It's slight scoliosis, and I'm better now. But
Yeah.
I was like, at the time, I was like about to go on my first tour, and I was like, dude, my back's fucked. Like I'm gonna have to be in the car for so long. And my dad's like, okay, he's like, I know a guy. I was like, okay, where is it? We go. We're like Gary, and it's this dude, this like Mexican dude. And he's like telling me, he's like, I'm sitting down. He's just looking at me. He's like,
Sizing you
he's
up.
like, yeah, but this is all in Spanish. But he basically he's like, oh yeah, you all twisted up. And I was like, what? And he's like, lay down. And I was like, okay. So he like lays me on the floor, and then he's like, it's like a show. Like, this is a show. Like, he's like, look. He's like, cause points to my dad. He's like, look. He said, you see his leg? And I was like, yeah. He's like, it's uneven. One's longer than the other. And he said, watch. He goes, like, he's like, follow my finger.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm not making this shit up. And then he's like, look. And then like somehow my legs are like,
Shut the fuck up. They're the same leg?
I'm like, Dad, where did you take me?
Yo, that sounds like a
But then he was like,
televangelist.
He basically was like, he's like, you feel like every time like something didn't work, he'd act like it was in his favor. He'd be like, perfecto. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, like he wanted that to happen, okay. But then he just like, it didn't do nothing.
It sounds
He's
like
cool, though. He's
it
cool,
sounds
though.
like he took you to a chiropractor that had good showmanship. You know what I mean?
It was right at his crib, like on the
Yeah,
floor. It was
yeah.
no furniture.
How's your back now?
It's good now, but it's
Fixed?
because I started working out. Because my
okay.
doctor was like, yo, you got no back muscle. I was like, what?
Yeah, so
He's like, this is why your back's all fucked up.
it wasn't your chiropractor, Tio?
It's like my posture.
Yeah, I have bad posture too.
I have great
gotta-
posture
I gotta
now.
work on that. Yeah, scoliosis, man. Is it scoliosis or scroliosis? I never know how to pronounce it.
Scoliosis, bro.
Scoliosis. My bad. Fuck, I'm stupid. But yeah, that sucks. That's crazy that you have bad posture because you're so tall. That means if you stood up, like you just head hitting the ceiling and shit.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about your height. Were you always tall?
I got tall like 17,
Oh, so you're kind of a late tall.
late tall.
So you didn't spend your like early years honing athletic ability, knowing that you were gonna be like damage on the court.
I've been called a waste of height a bunch, but I hoop now, so they can't say shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever.
I know you should start like watching YouTube videos on how to dribble and how to shoot from the outside.
Music was calling me, man.
You know what I
Real
mean?
shit.
And then that way, when you're on the road, you can go clean up on the pickup games that
Yeah,
got
dude,
the
I
courts
hoop.
there behind
I
venues
hoop.
and shit.
I'm right around hooping.
You don't hoop.
Yes, I do. Whoa.
Stop.
Why you think I don't?
I'm gonna post up.
There's a court in front of my house.
Uh-huh.
Go there like all the time. Hoop.
All right, I'm gonna need to see proof of this. But so yeah, Indiana. Tell me, like the small town that you're in. What was it called?
Hobart.
Hobart, right?
No, Hobart.
Hobart, but it's with an A, ain't it?
Yeah, but no one say that shit.
No one says Hobart.
Hobart.
There's a Hobart in Hollywood that people live on. You
In
know, like a street.
Australia, I think there's a Hobart.
Yeah, right. So Hobart, Indiana. What
Yeah.
what's the vibe there?
Well, the vibes are coordinated.
Coordinated.
They navigated, you know.
Yeah.
It's like normal, bro. Like you just skate around, like link up with your friends. Like,
Yeah.
hang out in parking lots,
Yeah.
like dumb shit like that.
Just normal shit. Is
Yeah,
it-
I mean it's like very like there's like apple orchard, horses, and, like cows, all that shit.
I see. That's not normal to me. I didn't grow up around apple orchards,
yeah.
cows, or horses.
Yeah, it's a ton of farmland, like just cornfields and shit.
Did
We
you
just
learn to
grown up
ride
on-
horses as a kid?
Yeah, because of my tios.
Oh, really?
We used to go to like a rancho, kind of like I don't know, 40 minutes from my house. We'd go there sometimes.
Yeah. So they would take you out to the ranch and you'd ride horses. That's pretty tight. Would
was
you guys
dope.
have like campfires and cook cow and shit? No.
No,
You never played
I did. Yeah,
romantic songs around a campfire?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
yeah. They always do that. They should bust out the mariachi. They would literally get mariachis at the party. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tight. Can you play mariachi music? I feel like that's very
Yeah,
difficult.
I've been in mariachi before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's tight. Full outfit and everything?
Yeah.
That's dope.
I used to dance like that too.
No way.
Yeah.
That's funny because you seem very uncoordinated. Similar to your basketball skill.
It was like ballet.
You took ballet?
Yes, bro. I'm coordinated.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you still like pirouette and shit?
Can I what?
I don't know. Is that a ballet term? Pirouette?
It was like Mexican folk ballet.
Oh, Mexican folk ballet.
Yeah.
Okay. You weren't like in tights and on a
No.
pole or like on a bar
No. It
doing
was
the
like
splits and shit.
no, it was like girls with like huge dresses.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, that's really dope.
Yeah.
What age did you start doing that kind of stuff?
I was like 9, I think.
Yeah.
I used to get out of school. Oh, I remember I was in elementary school. I had a
Yeah.
gig too, and they had to like pull me out. I was like, yeah, I got a gig. Sorry, guys.
I got a gig.
I gotta go dance.
Is that when you got like your
Gigging
first
is the
taste of
coolest word.
showbiz?
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Couldn't get enough of it. And then, yeah, that was like, I forgot what I was gonna say, but
That was your first time getting out of school for a gig.
yeah,
Gig is the
yeah.
best
Oh
word.
yeah, gigging is like the coolest shit. Cause he's just like, you gigging. I'm still gigging.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a gig. I got a gig. I gotta go.
You're gonna have a full
It ain't
life
changed.
of gigs.
It hasn't changed. It
Yeah.
hasn't changed. It's like Yeah,
Since 9 years old, that's it.
I got a gig, man. Sorry.
You think being the youngest, the baby of the family, do you think that was like, is that why you need this validation as an artist and you want to be on stage needing the attention from the audience?
Key, bro. If we gonna be real, like, you know, I love attention, bro.
Of course.
I love
the babies always do. Were you spoiled as a baby?
Like, what kind of spoiled? With love, yes.
Being the youngest. Yeah, being the youngest. With love, yeah.
With love, yes.
Yeah.
Anything else, no.
No.
I was eating free colas. You know, he's in this bitch, but.
Yeah. Yeah, after they sell the restaurant, how like what's the family doing to get by?
My mom had like 2 jobs and my dad had like 2 jobs.
Yeah.
My dad did he drove a food truck and then did the casino. He was like a chef at night.
Oh, that's tight.
So like in the morning you get up like 6:30.
Yeah.
Work till like 11 or 12 and then go to work at like 1.
So he bought a food truck after he sold the restaurant and was cooking out of the truck?
No. It was like a
delivery truck.
Yeah, it was a delivery truck
okay,
for the schools in our area.
Okay.
So he would drop off all the food
Okay.
for the kids and shit.
Yeah, right. And then afterwards he would go to the casino and work all night too?
Yeah.
And then what was mom grinding doing?
My mom was cutting hair and then she was like also like taking care of my sister's kids and shit.
Wow.
And then like
So
she had another job too. She was like,
your sister's a lot older than you?
oh, she was working at H&R Block too.
Really?
She's like the Spanish. Like
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Right. Because they need to habla español at fucking tax places too. Yeah. Does your mom still cut your hair?
Yeah.
That's tight.
She was the last person to cut my hair.
That really?
Because I ain't got it cut yet since I moved.
That's very sweet. I like that. So, when you're growing up in Indiana, did you feel like you had big city dreams, like you wanted to get out of there, or were you like, you know what, I fuck with Hobart, like I'm gonna stay here?
I was like, I fuck with it because all my best friends are there.
Yeah. You still got a big friend base out there? Did anybody start spreading out and going?
Yeah, they are
college?
coming out here now. Yeah, I live with like my brother and one of my best friends.
That's tight.
From Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What inspired the move to Los Angeles?
Probably this.
Just
I think you know, like
just being around music.
Yeah,
this is the spot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, honestly, mostly the food. That shit's crazy.
See, I wouldn't have guessed mostly the food. I would have guessed mostly the music industry.
Nah, the music.
It's whatever.
Cause I just be at the crib making beats, like. But I also like love working with people too.
Yeah, right.
But like, I need to like level up. I need to like get some time on my own and like, yeah.
What do you mean level up and get time on your own? Explain
Like,
to me.
I don't know.
I don't speak 21-year-old.
It's kind of been like, I don't know. I haven't really had time to like make music. I feel like
Since when?
Since I dropped like the first joint.
Really?
Yeah. So like I haven't like had time to like. It's all been kind of rushed, but like, shit, bro. Like it's time. You know what I mean? Like I gotta clock in.
Yeah. Now, why do you feel rushed? Just because things have been happening so quickly?
Yeah. Like it's like. If we gonna get deep.
Yeah, let's get deep.
Like, yeah, like, you know, I gotta, like, you know, make sure everyone's good at home and shit, you know?
Yeah.
But, like I feel like if you give me the right, like, if I have enough time, I can, like, really make something that's, like, okay, wow, this is, like, that's what I want to do with, like, the debut. Because after this shit, it's, like I had, like, what, 2 months of tour or something?
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll have, like, I don't know, good, like, 7 months or something.
Yeah.
And because, like, I really just been, like, tour, then, like, you got to go here, like, back and forth.
Engagements like this.
And so it's like, oh, I'm making music tonight. Like, you know what I mean?
And then
like,
by the time you get home, you're tired and you don't do it and you just watch, like...
Dude, hella, bro. So many times, like, bro, I haven't made a song in, like, what? Like, I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Like, I don't have to make music all the time. But, like, if I'm going to make a project, like, even it's going to be, like, thematic and shit. Like,
you want to sit down for a chunk and,
sit
like,
down,
work. Yeah.
Because then I feel like I'll get a lot better. And then, like I said, it's like, it's been rushed, like, in a good way. I obviously still love the music, and I make everything, I write everything.
Right.
Work with people that I want to work with. Like, I own everything. Like, everything's fine. Like, no one's, like, pressuring me, like, and shit. But for me, it's like, okay, yeah, I got to do this, like, now. You know what I mean?
Right. I can understand that because I feel like in this era of music where it's like a song comes on, I don't know, SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever, and catches a little bit of heat, then all of a sudden it's like this exponential rise where you know people are getting swooped up and turned into stars faster than they used to because word travels so much faster. You know what I mean? And so it seems to me like, what was your first kind of single that caught on? Was it Unbothered?
As You Got Me.
You Got Me.
Yeah.
Like once that catches on, you're catching instant heat and people are hitting you like, oh, what are you doing? What's your future like? Like, do you have management or do you want to sign to a label? All that shit.
I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. All that stuff. And so from that point, you probably felt the pressure, like, oh, I got to get it moving right now because otherwise it's just gonna like pass me right by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm from Indiana, bro. Like, this shit don't happen like to Indiana folk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I didn't even know like half the literally the only thing when I first started this shit was all I knew how to do was make music. I didn't know nothing about publishing, mastering, like all the business shit, like you know, business managers, like all this shit, like what is this, like, you know,
lawyers,
like,
all
I didn't
this
know
stuff
none
you
of
gotta
that.
get.
Yeah. So like that just kind of like all the information started coming, and it's just like, oh shit, like I really got to get my shit together. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta make sure like this money's good, this is good. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah.
So, when you got me hits, did you already have a lot of other songs kind of like it started or in the process? No,
I was just
like an accident.
But it's just a little demo, like, and then like I just dropped it like the next day, or whatever. I was just like, didn't nobody, like, I have no manager. I was just like,
and then what happens? It starts ending up on playlists and stuff.
Yeah, it's like my friend who was in Europe at the time, but he's from like Indiana. But he was like, bro, you gotta put this shit on Spotify. I was like, what the fuck is Spotify? Like, I was on SoundCloud, like, I didn't know, like, and then he's like, yeah, just use DistroKid or whatever. It's like $30 a year. I was like, dude, I don't have $30. And he's like, here, I'll send you my card. He sent me a picture of his card info.
Shut
and
up.
That's what like I put in.
You saved that picture? Let's use it.
I took his shit off now, but I don't even use DistroKid no more. But then the next day, after like I made the Spotify account shit, it's just like got playlisted. I got
like the first day it was on Spotify.
Yeah, I didn't even know what a playlist was. Yeah. Mus was like, yo, you on this playlist? Like, I'm like, fuck is a play? People listen to playlists other people make?
Right.
Like, I didn't get it.
That's the thing, is like a lot of artists are still behind and they think like, oh, I gotta send it to websites. I gotta get on this website or that website or this blog. And it's like, no, the best thing you could hope for is to get on an Apple Music or a Spotify playlist because that's the new, like, you made it. Like, once everybody hears that, then you're on, you know what I mean? And people just start hitting you.
Then from there, it's like, I was like, dude, you think, I was talking to my friend, I was like, you think that shit will happen again if I drop another song?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. But I dropped it the next day, same thing.
Which song was that?
I think it was like Prom or something.
Yeah. Wow, so that one got playlisted too?
Yeah, and then next one is playlist. I was like, damn, someone at Spotify fucking with me. Or it's like an algorithm. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how that shit works.
What playlist was it? Like, do you remember?
Fresh Finds.
It was Fresh Finds.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big one to get on. And so, as an innocent young man in Indiana, like, was it a bit of like shock for you? Like, you probably, the fly's back. He landed. I mean, yeah. Well, how do you feel at that point? Are you more nervous than you are excited, or is it?
I don't even know. I don't remember feeling nothing.
Really?
Cause like, I don't know. Growing up, I just like always just like always. I just wasn't used. I got used to like being disappointed. So I was just like, I never thought nothing of it. Right. Even people tell me shit now, like, oh, you about to do this crazy shit, or like this about to happen. I'm like, I don't believe you, cuz let me know the day
when
of
it actually happens.
Like,
wow.
You know what I mean?
Bro, you need to read you need to read The Secret or something. You need to read some self-help books.
The hell is that?
You know, it's about projecting positivity so that good things happen to you. I don't actually practice that shit, but
I do, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and like be like,
you're
oh
a skeptic.
Gosh, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just like, yo, like, if that happens, it happens. I'm not tripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you think you're so skeptical?
Definitely, that's what that means.
Yeah.
So, like, definitely from growing up, just like teachers and shit. Like,
why? What did your teachers
just like,
do?
I was always kind of like, no one, like, if I had something to say, it was like not valid. It was
why?
Like, it was just like that. I don't know. Like, growing up, and people just around me, just didn't fuck with they didn't fuck with my energy.
Really?
Yeah.
What were you? I picture you as a class clown, but I don't think that's what you're describing. Was it because you were a class clown and then like they couldn't, if they saw you snap out and be serious, they didn't believe it? They thought you were still joking or something?
I feel like I was just kind of like a kid who just wanted like a friend or whatever. Like, very young. Like, I had friends in high school and shit, but like, and then that kind of like, it made me like kind of like try too hard, I guess.
Yeah.
And
you didn't have friends as a kid?
No, I did.
Yeah.
I had friends, but like, I'm talking elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of like, I just kind of wanted like attention from anyone, like anyone, teachers too, like, and they just like would never like I'd be like going out to class and shit, and like, I don't know, they just didn't rock with me.
Yeah.
Like, no teachers rocked with me.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
well, did your grades suffer because of that?
Yeah, I graduated high school like a 2.1.
No way.
It was bad.
Damn, you're very average, man.
So average.
But you were above average in
I
other
tried.
aspects. You tried it. Oh man, did you take the SATs and shit, or were you just like, nah, college ain't for me?
Oh, the SATs, my score was terrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 1100 or something.
That's good. That's normal ish. That's average.
Well, my friends were getting like 1500.
Poor Omar. But that's
Yeah.
okay, man, because you know what?
I thought I was dumb. I was
You don't
like,
need
damn.
books marks
I was
to
like,
be
damn,
to be a guitar god. You
Yeah.
feel me? That's
I
it.
can't read, bro.
Yeah. You think Eric Clapton cares about his SAT scores? Nah,
No.
because he's still out here getting that cream. That's a play on words. He was in a band called Cream. Never mind. Okay. So,
I seriously was though. Like I was so bad. But you know, one time in my English class, I had to do like a play on like an old like an alternative ending to like an old like children's story.
Yeah.
And I did it to like what was it? The ones with the pigs and
the Three Little Pigs.
yeah, the 3 Little Pigs.
Yeah.
I did it to that, and then I wrote the story, and it was like so fire, like it was great, like it was crazy ending, and I described everything like,
How did it end?
and then like literally my like English teacher came up to me like, yo, this is like crazy. Like this could be illustrated or like this could be like published or whatever. And I was like, damn, like you wildin', like you gassing me, like because I was
And
just
she's like, no cap.
That's when I kind of figured out like that I could write like because I could describe like certain things like I could like I don't know like shit people wouldn't like really like think about. And then she like
You were
opened my eyes to
approaching it
that.
from outside of the box.
And then she wrote me the best letter of recommendation to get into this art school. Like it was crazy.
No way.
Like it was a crazy letter of recommendation, but my grades were so bad I didn't get in, and it was like a 93% acceptance rate. And then like it was just so bad. And I called. I was like, "Yo, what's up? Like, why didn't I get in?" It was Columbia in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Yo, like your letter of recommendation was amazing. Like your teacher like really didn't have to do all that, but like you're not a good student." Like,
Wow.
And I was like, "What?" I was like, "But I could sing. Like I could send you my songs or whatever." And then I sent him the songs, and he's like freaking out, all this shit. He's like, "I can get you next semester," and I was like, "Bro, fuck you." Like.
You're like,
I just want to
too
let you
late,
know that
bitch.
you're not letting these kids in here. But honestly, they probably robbing you. That's why it didn't happen, because they would have robbed the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I would have paid it back already, but like,
You would be.
they would've-
Yeah.
like
That's-
you can't do that, you know.
You're the third person to bring up Columbia on this particular podcast.
Ain't let me in.
Because
I'm saying.
you missed out, Columbia College in Chicago. But yeah, like Smino brought it up, and I think Kwaku Collins brought it up. Like that's just like a Chicago staple, right? If you're like in Chicago, you're kind of creative, but you don't know where your life's headed. You just go to
Yeah.
Columbia. Is that what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. But because like, it's just like what else is an art kid gonna do out there, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yeah, you go to open mics. Like, you go here. But like, how far is that? Like, you know, like you need to know, like you need to meet someone, I guess, and then like. All these kids are just like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Like, I know I could do things, like, whether it's film or other shit, you got like it. Cause it's like, everyone in LA, like, everyone knows it's someone who does something, you know?
Yeah.
And in Indiana, it's like, that shit's fake. It's like,
Right, it
that shit
doesn't
don't
seem real.
exist.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know, in my head, I was just like, fuck it. Like, I think.
Even being a transplant in LA, like it still seems fake. Like when I meet people that are really doing it big, and then I realize that, you know, similar to like where I come from, if your dad's a plumber, you end up a plumber. If your dad's in the Air Force, you end up in the Air Force. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's how it is in LA. It's just like, oh, your dad's a fucking DP. Like now you're a DP. Like, oh, you're a director. Your dad
Yeah,
was because your
exactly.
dad was. And it's like, it's weird how that shit gets handed down, you know? But also, I mean, Jaden Smith is Jaden Smith because his dad was Will Smith, you feel me? So, like, they get to, it's always like, anyway, I get it. It seems fake until you move here.
so
and then you
fake.
start meeting people
No
that
one
are in
believed
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one was like, no one was believing in it until like you just start doing it. Then
Did
they're
you
like,
did you feel like Chicago was the city you're from, even though you're from like half an hour away? Like that's when you tell people like, oh, I'm from Hobart, it's like right outside of Chicago. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, I'll just say like I'm from Indiana. They say what part? I'm like, oh, it's like, and I'll say like Hobart or like Gary area, and then like they're like, oh, I was like, you know what that is? Like, yeah, it's like 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm from Indiana, dude. It's so different in Chicago compared to Indiana.
But would you be
But
taking weekend
Chicago-
trips out to Chicago and
Yeah,
stuff?
all the time. I was doing
Yeah.
open mics. I was doing all that, and the art scene's great. Like,
Yeah.
I love Chicago, and I met so many people, and like through like just like singing and stuff, like just shit like that. People are like, yo, I fuck with your voice, like come through the studio or whatever. Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, see what's up, you know, just like for fun. Like it was none of that. I was never thinking about like business or nothing.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just want to make some good shit.
It seems like there's some really strong creative energy in Chicago right now, just in general, in a lot of different scenes. And I don't know.
love Chicago, man.
Yeah, what is it about
That
Chicago
was
that's so
like-
magic right now?
It was just like, I don't know. It's like, 'cause that's just the only place I had.
Yeah,
you know.
of
And
course.
then like a bunch of artists I like grew up to see, like, you know, it was cool. Like it was just crazy to see them come up and stuff. And then you're just like, oh damn, everyone's coming up like out of Chicago. Like, let me try.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it's just like that. Like, I don't know, it's cool.
Let me get back to talking about navigating the industry with you, because I think that's a really interesting path that we were getting on, where saying that you feel rushed. Like, I think I can understand what you're getting at, and I would imagine, like, since you're talking about being from a small town, talking about how when you're in Chicago, these kind of industry things don't seem like a reality, the things that exist in LA, but here you are just kind of jutted right into it, because once you get 2 songs on a playlist right in a row, it's like all of a sudden all the industry people that are in New York and LA are hitting you up, and they're all rush because they want to be the first ones to be able to get a hold of you, right? Mm-hmm. And here you are, just this like 19, 20-year-old kid going like fuck, like these are choices that are going to affect the rest of your life. Did you feel that pressure?
Nah, like luckily my manager was hella tight. He's like my age. I'm like what, 2 weeks older than him. Yeah. And then I had a few people hitting me up like to manage and shit. And then he was just like, bro, like, I don't know, just come to like, I got family like that works in Spotify and shit. Like, just come to New York and then like you can sleep on my couch, like type shit, you know? Like it was just very chill.
Yeah. So you went to New York.
It reminded
first?
me of that Indiana energy. It was just like, yo, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And then funny story. My homie like looked him up, like, cause he's looking out for me. Yeah. He's like, yo, his dad like crazy producer, like wins Grammys and shit. But he didn't tell me that, which I thought was tight. I was like, damn, he didn't try to like
kept it on the low.
Yeah, he didn't say all that. He was just like, bro, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, say less. And then there's a few other people who would like try and get me to sign like a distribution deal, like, but then he just kind of took care of me.
That's tight.
Yeah, he got me like my first guitar amp and shit, like. It's crazy.
The one that you were supposed to get when you were 11, he finally got it for you?
Yeah.
That's tight. How long did it take you to put together Stereo then, after you met Dylan?
I don't even remember.
Was he the one going like, all right, look, we got to polish up a product? And like, did he kind of get you on track and get you organized?
I remember like Unbothered was the song that we were going to put out.
Yeah.
To like hold off until the EP. Mm-hmm. And then ended up being like one of like the bigger songs. But like, he bugged me like a week before. He's like, yo, like, you got anything like we can put out? And I was just like, yeah, I think like I'll like whatever. And then like a week later I like made it, and then like we put out the next day. Like it was just like got a mix real quick from the homie Bert Curvis, he's a shit. He like, and then just like I don't know, it was just really funny, and we were gonna put it on the project, but we didn't end up doing it.
And then that one got playlisted as well, I'm sure, instantly. Mm-hmm. You just probably at that point you probably already just had the Spotify plug.
There might have been a little bit, like playlist pitching, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. So after Stereo comes out, right? I mean, that's like obviously when you made the biggest move of your career, which is doing Kind of Neat. No, I'm just kidding.
I love how you was in there like, yo, after you did Kind of Neat, like you started getting all these big blogs.
Yeah,
like,
so after Kind of Neat put the world onto you, no, but no, like so after you put out Stereo, are you starting to get looks that are just unbelievable to you? Like you got festival invites, you're touring and stuff. Like what's that like? Yeah,
man, I try not to think about it. Yeah, I'll just be like, damn, all right, cool. But like I always feel like I don't deserve none of it, like all the time. But I always just like end up doing it. And,
like a little bit of imposter syndrome or something.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Really?
Yeah. So I've always felt like that. Like, man, I don't deserve this shit. And then like now it's like, okay, I guess I kind of worked for it, cause you're not supposed to feel that way. Like it's not even a cool thing, like to be humble and shit. Like it's just like, dude, you deserve it. You should be happy.
Yeah, you gotta believe in yourself, man.
And that's like something I just struggle with growing up with anything.
I get it. It's hard. I'm sure it's hard to get on stage and feel the way that the audience looks at you. You know, like they look at you as though you are this rock god or whatever. Like you're up there on stage and you're their idol, and you still feel like Omar.
Exactly.
You just still feel like a dude. And there are some artists that can really like turn that shit on when they get on stage, and they're like,
that shit on,
everybody, hey, this side of the crowd do this. You know what I mean? And then other people are just like, what am I doing up here? Like, oh, guys.
No, I've had friends that have said that. They're like, dude, I don't like performing. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
So
like, you turn it on?
I turn it the fuck on now. Like, it's completely on.
I know you was back there doing the usher moves and everything.
Bro,
like you dance on stage?
Don't get it twisted, bro. Yes, I dance on stage.
I've never seen you live. I got to soon. You need some backup dancers. I think I could be one.
That'd be fire.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though, is like as far as imposter syndrome, I would imagine getting your name out there a little more and then meeting some of the people that you did that are coming from similar backgrounds. There's a cool little like Chicano soul pop scene going on that you're a part of. And so you probably met some kindred spirits like Cuco.
For sure.
Who else?
Yeah, like Cuco and like Jasper.
Yeah.
All them, like just homies. Like it's just we had like very good talks. Like
Yeah.
it's like, yo, like how do you feel about this? Cause like it's interesting to talk with other artists. Like I didn't realize. I'm like, yo, we got like the same life. It's crazy. Like we do the same shit. Like
is that a comforting feeling?
Yeah,
in a
it's
sense?
so comforting. Yeah. And like just and I forget. Like I'd be feeling so alone. I'll be like, damn, like, cause all my friends like aren't like artists. Like so like I'd be feeling like our problems are different, and then I'd be feeling like I don't know. They're just different. And then like when I talk to like Omar or like Jasper or whatever, they're like we're talking about it, and it's just like I don't know. It's comforting to know that like
the same thing.
Yo, dude, I think about that shit too all the time. You know.
Right.
Yeah. Especially as like a young like Mexican kid.
Yeah, that's so good to have like different friend bases that can do different things for you or fill different, kind of like fill separate parts of your brain. Like, oh, hey, when I'm feeling like I want to just be on some jokey shit with my old homies, there it is. And then when I need to talk about like some real business shit, I got somebody going through the same thing as me. Like that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Have you toured with any of those acts like Cuco or Jasper or Inner Wave or anybody like that?
Oh, Inner Wave. That's who I forget. Those are the homies.
Shout out to Inner Wave.
I love Inner Wave.
Yeah, they're dope.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna put together like a fucking super tour full of all the like upcoming Chicano pop acts?
That'd be tight.
That would be tight. I mean, I'm not saying that is my idea, but if you guys do it, you owe me money.
Oh yeah, you need a percentage.
Yeah, shout out Doris, make that happen.
No, nobody gonna do it. No one gonna want to give you the percentage.
So, did you feel rushed making friends then? Is that
it was like a big conversation.
How long did you have to make it?
Make some phone calls and be like, yo, don't fucking rush me.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you find the time to kind of like stop getting pulled in different directions
it just was like, yo, I ain't going to none of this today. I just told my manager, like, I ain't doing none of this. I'm staying at home. I'm gonna just work on shit on my own.
How long did it take?
That day I made like kickback and I was like, oh shit, all right, bet.
Yeah.
I was at I think like Red Bull Studios.
So you went to Red Bull, made Kickback, and then did that kind of like set off the tone of the record for you?
Yeah, then I pretty much.
Yeah.
It was that was like a month ago.
And
a month and a half ago.
You just made that a month ago?
Yeah, and I made the interlude like a month, like the day after too.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fun. It sounds so polished and cohesive and like such a good progression from Stereo to Friends that I figured you'd been working on it the whole time. But what you're basically telling me is you took like a week to do it.
Yeah, I just made like the whole project. The only one that I made a long time ago, I made Ashamed and Friends and Trouble in Indiana in like the same month. Like I was probably like a week. I like made Trouble first and then it was Friends, and then it was Ashamed. I did those, and then like I had like another month where I did the rest.
Nice.
And then I like finished the songs with my friend in New York, Blake. I finished like Ashamed and Trouble with him.
And I'm sure you don't pay attention to this sort of stuff, but I do, and I'm very proud when I see my little chicklets that have gone on to grow into bigger things, though. But like Pitchfork and Fader and everybody's like really jocking right now. Like Pitchfork gave you a wonderful review for Friends, and so how does that help with the imposter syndrome at all, or do you just avoid the reviews and the comments?
I try not to look at it. I read like if my manager's like, "This is a nice article," like I'll read it.
Yeah.
But like,
better for your sanity to avoid it.
Yeah.
You avoid social media too, huh?
I'm trying, bro. It's hard. Like people are so funny.
Yeah.
Like Twitter's hilarious. But like, people are just so funny. Like I'd be cracking up. Yeah. But like I'd be on it too much, and then I have like real life like friends and stuff. So like I don't want to be like in my phone, you know?
Got to get off the distractions.
Yeah, unplug.
Yeah, I feel you.
I like unplugging. It's
I also
nice.
see you though on Twitter on your little Heartthrob shit. You be in, whatever little bummy outfit you're in that day. You just take a mirror selfie, get like 10,000 likes, and I say, man, to be young and fly again, it would be so amazing. I'm so jelly. But that's what happens when you got that good hair, Anyway, hey, Omar, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I'm really looking forward to the debut. I hope that you are able to find some time to really get in your feelings and put it out. I'm going to take a good 6 months or something to do it rather than a week. Because if you're pumping out these kind of quality projects in a week,
it ain't no week, but it's like
whatever.
a month.
That's phenomenal, man. So yeah, I'm very proud to have gotten to catch you on the way up, and I'm excited to see your progression, man. And I'm excited to see what you're gonna perform today, which is
Kickback.
Kickback is gonna be live on Skull Kitty's YouTube. Tell the people where they can find you online.
Omar Apollo.
Is there underscores or anything, or is it just all one word?
I think I got someone to fix it. They got me the app.
That's
It's
right.
just Omar Apollo. But Instagram is Omar.Apollo.
Omar.Apollo. Apollo with 2 L's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apollonio.
But you can just Google Omar Apollo. You can find this man.
Yeah.
You can find him on Spotify.
You don't have to follow me.
On every playlist. You feel me? All that. And as you guys know, my name is Lee. Some of you might know me as Intuition, and you have been tuned into the You Feel Me podcast presented by Skull Candy, where we talk to artists and musicians and athletes about life and culture. You can find me online at It's Intuition across all platforms. And that's it, man. That's how we make that money, baby.
You're funny as hell.